Hey, happy Monday, everybody. Let's get into another trade review. So I took 2 trades this morning. What I was seeing was pretty nice hourly trend forming on MNQ as well as MES, but I was focused on MNQ today because it just seemed to have a little bit more relative strength. So I saw this 1 hour trend here and then an even steeper 1 hour trend forming above. And my thesis for the day was that if we continued to hold this trend, then I'm looking for longs into all-time high, which had been made pre-market. Or if we broke down below the trend line, I would be looking for shorts down into Asian highs and below, depending on price action. So, market opened. I'm trading the 2-minute as always. I saw that price just was kind of really quickly in a free fall down below that first trend line. So I'm looking for shorts at that point. I see price come back up, retest the area and reject this strong candle here. So I took entry on this candle, and the plan was a stop loss right above the top wick of the entry candle, and I was looking for Asia high to be my profit target, depending on how things went. The trade worked out almost immediately. I took profit, but this was the mistake that I made. This ended up being a losing trade because I trailed my stop way too tight. I needed to do one of two things. I needed to take more profit down here and trail the stop tightly, or I needed to leave the stop alone and let the trade season a little bit because I only took 30% off the table. So I trailed the stop tight, only took 30% off the table. The trade reversed and name moved back up, stopped me out. Lost like $20 on that one. Not a big deal. And then we consolidated. We bounced almost immediately, reclaimed 5-minute low here, and I realized that this trade was still valid, so I re-entered for a smaller position. That was my second trade here, and I had to ride this consolidation for a while, and my profit target this time was a little bit lower. The consolidation excuse me, wore me down a little bit. I don't like holding on to these trades very long, especially not in on a day like today where things are just choppy, and MES was moving nicely to the downside, holding a pretty sweet trend at this point. So there was some conflict between MES and MNQ. So I decided that once I got close to my to the low of day, I just cut the trade for the profits that I was in, and I didn't want to wait it out too much longer today. Not worth the mental capital. And that's really the big thing for me, is just maintaining or preserving my mental capital. And as we can see here, that was actually the right move because the trade ticked a little bit lower and then reversed, and now it's just trending upwards. Hit that lower trend line, that 1 hour trend line, the less steep of the two, tapped into that liquidity, and we're moving back to, looks like we're going to hit all-time highs today. So anyway, that was the day. I came into it with kind of a neutral bias. It was all about that trend line. If-then statement. If it breaks, then this. If it holds, then this. And it worked out. It was a choppier day. Ideally, I wouldn't have taken any trades. That would have been the ideal scenario. But the trades I took were decent, in my opinion, and I left the day with, I don't know, I made about $50 today. I'm happy with that. All right. See you guys later.